Aggro decks and tribal decks have been completely wiped out of the modern format because of cards like Fury, Unholy Heat, and other amazing removal spells. But in today's video, I'm going to show you the one card that is the savior for these decks. Shining Shoal. This is a bulk rare from Betrayers of Kamigawa. It reads, you may exile a white card with mana value X from your hand rather than pay the spell's cost. The next X damage that a source of your choice would deal to you and or creatures you control this turn is dealt to any target instead. While Shining Shoal does not look that impressive at face value, this card is single-handedly bringing back mono white humans in modern. And the reason why Shining Shoal is so good is Fury is one of the biggest problems for these decks. Being able to counter a Fury and deal 4 damage to the opponent's face, or countering an Unholy Heat and dealing 6 damage instead is amazing, in addition to this being a good removal spell for creatures as well. And the most important part of this deck is the efficiency of it. This deck is playing 8 free spells in the main, 4 cards that have a free effect, and the rest of the cards are 1, 2, and having 1 3-drop in the deck. And with such a low land count, you will be able to run over your opponent quick enough where all of these 2-for-1s just don't end up mattering. And if you don't believe me, we're taking this deck into a league and I'm going to show you how broken this card actually is. We're on the play for match 1 with what seems to be the absolute nuts, so we'll keep Reveal Chancellor. Let's get that Mana Tithe for free going. Go turn 1 Champion of Perish, say go. Oh, just goes basic Force go. Luminarch, perfect draw. We'll play that instead of Thalia's Lieutenant. And we'll put the counter on the Aspirant just to play around run in 6 in case that is in their deck, even though it would get countered, just playing around everything possible. Another Forest, interesting, into Hierarch. But our start's pretty quick here. We might just end up winning here. Cavern, not bad. Play that on human. Play our Lieutenant, pump the team. I'm going to continue to make all of my creatures 2 toughness, because if we are up against Yawgmoth, that'll be somewhat relevant. Yep, and it is Yawgmoth. This is protection from humans, but I don't think it's going to matter. So we'll go Thalia into Thalia's Lieutenant, and that should be game more than likely. Yeah, and I believe this is just lethal no matter how we put it, and opponent concedes. Let's get on to sideboarding. Taking out Shoals and Thalia for Sanctifier and Containment Priest. For game 2, Containment Priest is probably the best card in our deck against them, so I'm going to keep this. It has lands and spells too. Turn 1 Hairwire Might, interesting. This is probably for a Rest in Peace if we had it, but let's go turn 1 Esper Sentinel. Opponent's attacking, we're definitely not blocking. Hairwire Might literally does nothing against our deck. Opponent has a Blood Artist, pretty decent. Mutavault was a great draw. I'll play Aspirant and put a counter on Sentinel and attack in. And I'm guessing opponent won't block. Yeah, they don't block. Opponent leads on Dryad Arbor into Hierarch. No blocks again. Another Containment Priest, great draw. We'll just play our Dauntless Bodyguard, protect the Aspirant, put a counter on Aspirant, and send it with the team. Opponent has a Yawgmoth, terrifying. Not sure if we can beat this card. We'll probably need a Solitude this turn. Another Sentinel, not great. Yep, there's nothing we can do against a Yawgmoth, so we'll pack it in here and move on to game 3. Only 1 land in our 7, so we got to mulligan this for game 3. Now we only have 1 land, and it's colorless, so we're also going to mull. Alright, this starter's perfectly fine. So we'll put back Mutavault and Chancellor. Turn 1 guard, go. No play from the opponent on turn 1's pretty awesome. Adeline, not a great draw, but we'll play Mutavault to go. Strangleroot, pretty great draw. No attacks makes sense as well. We drew a land, so we'll play that, play Adeline, and we will send in with the bodyguard here. Game's not getting better the longer we wait, so we'll just ship in. Opponent cast an Eldritch Evolution. This is great because we do have the Aganjo, so that we can kill a Yawgmoth here, which is why we did not play this land last turn. So we'll go to combat and attack, and we will go to kill the Yawgmoth. Should have also played the bodyguard first. Missed out 1 point of damage. Play the bodyguard, protect Adeline, and we're in a pretty good spot here. And opponent scoops him up. Starting off 1-0. I'll see you guys in the next match. Friendly reminder to leave a subscribe if you're liking the content. It really helps me out, and it's free to do. We're on the play for match 2 with another good 7, so we'll keep this. Turn 1 land champion, say go. Opponent goes Fetch Shock and ends our champion, so sad. We just draw a land, we'll go Luminarch, pump our Aspirant, and say go. Opponent's on Bant, it seems. Hope we will play our champion, play land, pump our champion, and ship in for 2. Ice Vanquil for the opponent. Opponent just goes land, go. Sentinel's great draw. So we'll put our counter on the Sentinel, attack the opponent. They go for an Ephemerate. I probably should Solitude this in response, and I will. Just denying them card draw here, and this is a very good creature against us. Just the Wall of Blossoms. So this is the Walls deck. Opponent goes for an Indian on the on the champion. Yeah, that's fine. Lieutenant was a great draw, and a Solitude. Summon a Lieutenant, and I will Solitude this just to get aggressive. Put the counter on the Sentinel again. Attacking for 7, they're dead next turn. One just has land go. Draw a Chancellor, not a great draw. We'll put the counter on the Aspirant to play around a Solitude here, and we're not attacking with the Lieutenant because of that. Opponent does have the Solitude. It's our Aspirant. Opponent's at 1. Teferi for the opponent. Bouncing Sentinel. Hopefully they attack because we too have lethal next turn actually. And a Wall of Omens. And a land. We'll just play out all of our creatures in our land. They do have the block here. Play our land as they go. Land into Teferi for our opponent. Wow, bounces our lieutenant. Another land for us. Not amazing. Put the counter on the Esper Sentinel, so they have to block this, and I'm going to attack with the Luminarch as well. Actually, never mind. That doesn't make sense. We'll just say go. Nice Fang in the instep for the opponent. Pretty good. Boom to a Soul Herder. This game's slipping away from us. Yeah, they blink Solitude and kill our Sentinel. Yep, and the opponent turned the corner on us, so we'll move on to sideboarding. Another bad matchup for Shoal, so we're bringing Priest and Prelate. For game 2, we have a quick start and a Sentinel and a Chancellor, so we'll definitely keep. Turn 1 Sentinel go. Opponent goes land go, and we draw a Lieutenant. So we'll lead on Aspirant here. The counter on Sentinel and get in for 2. Opponent just goes land go again, fetching our upkeep. So they play a Solitude in our upkeep. I'd assume they have Ephemerate here, but we'll see. They do, so we will Solitude this in response. And we're somewhat up on the exchange there. Mutavault, good draw. We will activate, play our Lieutenant, and put the counter on Thalia's Lieutenant. Get in there for 2. Wall of Roots for the opponent, or Blossoms, just to pass the turn. Doing an Informant, but I'm just gonna get aggressive here. Put the counter on Mutavault, attack in. We go to chump block the Mutavault. They have another Ephemerate. Well, we will try and blow them out again. That works. And our opponent's down to 10. Opponent plays Ewit, picking up another Ephemerate, and just says go. We drew another Informant, but again, just gotta be aggressive here. And I'm fine trading off the Aspirant here. They take the trade, they're at 3. Oh, we are gonna go for the win here. When opponent has another Solitude and Ephemerate, opponent exiles our board and has Icefang Quaddle as their last card. They tag us for 3, draw an Adeline, which is a good draw, and we hit a Thalia's Internauth Informant. Opponent plays Arcades, heck yeah. Draw the Bodyguard, not the best draw. Just play the Lieutenant here. There you go. They just go land go. Bodyguard's gonna protect the Lieutenant here. We'll just say go after that though. Opponent draws a Wall of Omens, draws 2, and to another wall. And they're just too far ahead at this point. Another close one, but this just seems like a really bad matchup. But anyways, we're 1-1, and so let's get into match number 3. For match 3, our starting hand is insanely powerful, so we'll keep it and reveal Chancellor. Opponent leads on Spire Bluff, says go. We draw land, which is a good draw, but we'll just go turn 1 champion. Opponent goes land go again. We'll go Cavern on Human and play Thalia. Start taxing their mana even more. They haven't played into the Chancellor at all. Opponent bolts our champion in response, paying the tax. Interesting, opponent plays a Spyro, discarding counter spell and Delta. We drew a Thalia's Lieutenant, amazing draw. We'll go Bodyguard protecting Thalia into Lieutenant, swing in for 3. Starting next turn, we get to hold up Shining Shoal. 3 mana EI. Finally, this card is fair. They hit a bobble, but they're gonna have to pay 1 for that if they want to cast it. And they do. They bobble us as well. Draw another land. But we'll probably use that just to pitch to Solitude. Swing in for 6. Not sure why I didn't do this before, but we will Solitude the Spyro now. Opponent plays a Murktide Regent and just says go. Draw another Bodyguard. This Thalia is not dying. After that, we'll just say go though. Opponent casts a Monkey. They do attack him with Murktide Regent. No, let's just shoal this thing. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. But then we can just remove this and get this off the battlefield. And we'll just redirect it to the Murktide and kill it. Need something good off the top. Solitude, not horrible. We will ship in with just Thalia here. Actually, let's just swing it. We're going to swing in with all the 2 power creatures, or the 2 toughness creatures. So they make some blocks. And they go for the Unholy Heat on the Bodyguard. We might as well sack it. It's going to die anyways. Opponent's down to 9. They sack an Islet on the end step here. Opponent casts an EI here. Another land, which I'm not terribly concerned about. Opponent just says go. Oh, Adeline, what a freaking amazing draw. Slam that bad boy. Send in with Thalia. Wow, no blocks from the opponent. Down to 5. All right, let's see if we can win this one. And we take it down. What a crazy game. Let's get into sideboarding. We're going to take out the Chancellors and the Informants for Sanctifiers and Prelate. In game 2, our hand just has 1 colorless mana, so we got a mole. Yep, and this hand has 2 sideboard cards and uncounterable creatures, so yep, definitely a keep. I'm going to play this a little risky and put back the lands. Opponent just goes land go, and we'll join them. Opponent bends an EI off the consider. Another land go for the opponent. We'll just slam our Sanctifier. Counter this. Haha, I got him. Obviously resolves, and we'll say go. Oh, EE for 2. I thought this was about to be a Blood Moon, thank God. And we top deck a land like an absolute beast. I'm just going to play the Prelate here, and then we can go Adeline next turn. Opponent bolts us in response, and we'll name 1, attack in for 2. Opponent plays a Spyro instead of popping the EE. Interesting. Discards 2 Unholy Heats. God, this card's so good. And we draw Solitude, so we'll slam Adeline, attack in with our Sanctifier. They do have a free block here, but whatever. Not going to waste a Solitude to get in for 1 point of damage or trade with a token. I'm going to cast a Bird and an EI. Discards another Unholy Heat. Nice removal spells. Don't just cast 2 baubles here and uses them both on us. We draw Solitude. So we could cast a Lieutenant or Solitude or both. I'm going to pitch a Solitude. Actually, I decided to do that on the Spyro just because I forgot they have the EE on 2 here. Oh, it just quad blocks. We will use our Shining Shoal to stop that from happening. This card to consider, so this will just turn to a lightning bolt to the face. While this looks weird, I'm still just going to play this Lieutenant, activate the Mutavolt in response to the trigger, force them to use this EE this turn. One plays another Ledger Shredder with an EE on 2, interesting. And a Brotherhood's End, it's pretty good. We draw Thalia's Lieutenant, such a good draw. Play that. Activate Mutavolt in response as well. And now opponent has to chump block, and they concede. We are 2-1. Let's get into match number 4. For match 4, we got paired up against Walls again, and I was going to show the match, but it was just a non-game again. This is a horrible matchup. We really can't, be aggro enough because they have Walls that are 0-4, they have Solitude and Ephemerate, they just have a bunch of removal, and there's really not much that we can do against in this matchup. Again, same sideboard plan, basically the same way this played out, but we got destroyed even harder than in the first match against Walls, so just thought I'd skip through this one, and you can see what happens here, but we definitely got destroyed, and it wasn't very close. So anyways, let's get on to match number 5. Hopefully that's a little bit better, and I'll see you guys there. Starting hand has no white sources, so we're gonna have to put it back. This hand is fine. 3 lands. We'll just put back the Chancellor and say Spire Bluff go for the opponent. We draw another Dauntless Bodyguard. Not bad. So we'll just go Bodyguard go. An opponent removes it. That's okay. Opponent has a Shredder and a Bobble. This is not the card we need to be worried about though for this matchup. Another Cavern off the top. Not bad. Another Ledger Shredder for the opponent. And double Connive. Since they're attacking, I'm going to Solitude the other Shredder so I can play Adeline and attack next turn without giving them a Connive. We'll get in there for 3. Another Shredder into a Murktide, it seems. Yep, and there's nothing we can do about this one. We're just scooping them up here and getting into sideboarding. Another matchup for Sanctifier and Chancellor out. Starting hand's perfect. Definitely a keep. Go turn 1 champion here. Say go. Turn 1 shock for the opponent. Probably a removal spell or something to deal with our champion. Slam our Thalia. They heat our champion sadly in response though. Lead on an attack here. Thalia connects. So we'll just slam a Bodyguard here. No land kind of sucks, but that's okay. Opponent kills Thalia. Opponent casts an EI here. It's a land. Does nothing after that. Ooh, we draw land big time. I think Thalia is better here, so I'm still just gonna run it out. Resolves, Bodyguard, protect Thalia. Opponent fetch shocks. Opponent puts an EE on 2. And cast Murktide. White card would be amazing. Perfect. Kill Murktide region and then slam the Prelate. And we should be pretty good here because EE doesn't really even kill Thalia because we have the Bodyguard. So I think this is a little bit of an ambitious play right here. Just land go for the opponent. Land out the top for us. Activate Mutavolt. We will play the land because we can activate the Saganjo, potentially. Attack with everything. Opponent has a Subtlety. Wow. Okay, now all we have to do is activate a Ganjo here. Oh, that doesn't even do anything though. Yeah, we'll just let this go. Yeah, we just let her go. Because if we sack the Bodyguard, the EE will just kill her anyways. Surprised they didn't kill the Prelate there. Opponent has an EI. And they can't even EE on 1 to kill both the Bodyguards, so I think we're in a pretty good spot to win this game. Okay, opponent says go. Through a shoal. I'm not sure what punishes us, but I think we go for it. Okay, they blow up the EE on 2. Does nothing. And opponent scoops him up. Let's get into game 3. On the draw, I'm going to take out Bodyguards for Chancellors again. Starting hand's perfect. Definitely a keep. Only missing a sideboard card, really, but can't push this back. We'll lead on turn 1 Sentinel. They go to bolt it, and we'll protect it with a shoal here. And we'll exile on Maria's Call. Opponent plays a Ledger Shredder into a Bobble, but we're going to draw another card off of Sentinel. Ooh, Champion was a great draw. Our shoal, pretty awesome as well. But we'll just go double Champion, say go. I know they get the Connive, but that's okay. If we get to go Adeline next turn with 2 champions on the battlefield, that seems insanely powerful. Oh no, opponent has EE on 1. Oof. And there it goes. Pretty nice 3 for 1 for the opponent. Basic planes off the top means we can save the call for a shoal. Slam the Adeline. Opponent casts an EI. Opponent just gets a land off of it and says go. Thalia, what a fantastic draw. Oh, they have a counter spell. Nope, we'll attack with Adeline. They just eat our token. We'll say go. Opponent just cast Consider and crack their eyelet. Nothing else from them though. Another call off the top. Just good to keep with shoals. So same turn. We'll just attack with Adeline and say go. Again, they eat the token. But we are chipping away at them, and the only real way they can remove this is when Holy Heat, and that's going to deal 6 to them. So I think we're actually in a good spot to win this one. EI for the opponent. They go for the Heat on the Adeline, so we're going to have to shoal this. And that's 6 to the face. Not sure what else the opponent has at this point. They seem like they're pretty just boned. Opponent just says go. Another land. All right. Well, same turn for the past like 5 turns. Same blocks. And yeah, I guess we'll play the land on human. Opponent's fetching down to 1. Opponent just goes land go. Another Marius Call. We'll just go to combat and attack and see what happens. Goes for an Unholy Heat. Well, we will shoal this. I'm gonna Ottawaras the Adeline. Oh my. Alright, well I guess we will recast Adeline, even though they do get a trigger off the connive. Opponent plays a Murktide Regent into a Blood Moon. Well, happy we drew all of our basic. On discard Fury. That is terrifying. And they say go. What do we draw? Anything good? Oh my god. Guess we can play out our land here and just say go. Opponent just goes land go. And we draw something. Drum roll. Solitude. That's so good. I'm not gonna cast it on my main phase though. Yeah, we'll just say go and see what they do here. An EI. Okay. Opponent hits a DRC. Gets a little connive action. Discards a land. Plays a little Mistress Bauble. Ooh, they put it on top. That's not great. Attacks with a Murktide. We will Solitude this. Kill the Murktide. Let me just say go. We're drawing another Solitude. Fantastic draw. I'm going to attack with both, and then I'm going to cast a Solitude now, killing the Ledger Shredder. Ooh, they had a Subtlety. Okay, we'll put Solitude on top. Definitely a good card to have. Yep, and they make the obvious block of eating both of our creatures. Looks like opponent top decked a Murktide Regent. Yep, they did. Small misstep. They should have attacked first with the DRC. Okay, we will cast the Solitude again, kill the Murktide Regent, tag with Adeline. And since we have 2 more in the hand, I'm fine if they double block, which they do. Oh no, I stacked the triggers wrong, or stacked the damage wrong. Opponent will probably time out this match anyway, so damage won't be too relevant, but should have killed the DRC. Goes out in Holy Heat, takes out the Solitude. Okay, they just say go. We draw a champion, which is probably not going to cast it because I don't want to die to connives here, and we'll say go. Opponent bolts us again. Dang, and us stacking the damage wrong just was a mistake and we lost because of it. Well, GG's. Overall, this was a really good league for the deck, showing how, you know, it's definitely great against the Murktide Regent players. The only game I lost was because I punted, and if I wasn't recording, I probably would have played differently, and the opponent was also taking a long time, and I just kind of got distracted and was looking at other things, so that was really the reason we ended up losing that game. But the only matches like that we should have lost were against Walls, which seems like an impossible matchup, right? Where Shining Shoal is not that impressive. We can't, you know, beat through their 0-4s and, you know, their Solitude, Ephemerate, and stuff like that. But this definitely seems like a really good meta call deck. If you are looking to, you know, dominate up against Murktide Regent specifically, and you like playing a lot of free spells and have free abilities with Chancellor, this is a great deck. It is not good at, you know, going long, so the whole point of this deck is to kill really quickly. Sideboard cards that I wasn't terribly impressed with was Leyline Sanctity and Emrakul, because I don't necessarily think that mill would be a really bad matchup for this deck, considering we have Prelate and all of that stuff. But I was super impressed with Prelate in the sideboard. Just naming one against Murktide Regent decks was just absurdly broken and just completely dominated the game. So if you are interested in this deck, that is the only change I would make. Emrakul for another Prelate. And as for that, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the mono white humans. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see in the next video.